Angle in the first. Watch out.
Look at this.
Upton pops it up. Left side, Elvis Andrus is backpedaling. He is under it. He puts it away. The Texas Rangers have won a postseason series.
The Texas Rangers are American League champions. One swing. It's tied! Gotta see that. That's his turn. He's at the wall! And the legend grows! It's Texas Rangers win the World Series!
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you Thursday, February 26th. Finishing up a little split squad game today. Rangers split up the team. We had Brewers. We had, who else? Shoot. Totally spacing on the other team. Split squad. We're going to make it through today. Anyways, love y'all. Appreciate you hanging out. We're going to go through a little bit of everything today. Should be good stuff. Talk about Kumar Rocker, talk about Cal Quantrill, and we are going to review their starts. A little rough for Rangers starting pitching today. Little rough, but we'll decide. Warning sign, much ado about nothing early on in spring training. But let me start here. We'll start with Kumar Rocker. And Kumar, look, has not been bad this spring, but today was not a good performance for the Rangers 2022 first round draft pick. 2 2/3, 5 hits allowed, got hit around a little bit. You had a hit by pitch mixed in there. You had a throwing error on a pickoff. You had a miscue covering the bag at first base, something that has plagued Kumar Rocker multiple times throughout his short MLB career. Really thought that would be something that would get taken care of in the offseason. Little concerning to see, PFPs rearing their ugly head right out the gate in spring training. But, this is a time to work it out. And I think that is the glass half full mentality with Kumar Rocker. At least the guy has some time to work out some of the struggles. But I'll say this about Jacob Latz. I know that right now the competition really truly appears to be Jacob Latz versus Kumar Rocker for that last spot. We talked on the show last week. I guess Cal Quantrill was getting quite a bit of hype for that 5th starter spot. I think somebody told me DLLS guys were kind of pumping that up a little bit. And I felt like right before spring training, there were a number of outlets on, Quantrill might be a 5th starter. And it kind of took me by surprise. Like, not that I'm a Cal Quantrill hater, but I just don't know what there was to really go off of to make you feel great about Cal Quantrill taking away the 5th starter spot from Kumar Rocker or from Jacob Latz. Especially Jacob Latz. And that's a good segue here. Jacob Latz has been incredible for the Texas Rangers over the last season and a half, considering the expectations. I mean, look, when I say incredible, I'm not talking about Jacob deGrom levels, but considering what most people's expectations are for Jacob Latz, I think Latz has been outstanding. And I always felt like going into this spring training that the 5th starter position, was Jacob Latz's to lose. It was his to lose. You had him performing at a high level as a starter. You had him doing some relief work, pitching very well. You had Jacob Latz as a spot starter. I felt like, Jacob Latz really going into this spring training should be the guy. I don't know why there's so much talk about a competition. I get that Jacob Latz could be versatile for you in the bullpen. I'm sorry, the Rangers have a lot of bullpen options, in my opinion. I get Latz as kind of this lefty weapon, long man, maybe throw him in occasionally in high leverage, depending on the situation. I get all that, but for me, I want to see Jacob Latz. If his goal is starting pitcher, I get it. He's probably in the mindset to do whatever he can to help the team, but You know these guys. If you're a starting pitcher, if you've been a starting pitcher, of course that's what you want to do. You're going to say all the right things, but for me, this should be Jacob Latz's job to lose. I don't think Kumar Rocker has done anything. I don't think Kumar Rocker has done anything to show that he is on a different level than what Jacob Latz has already shown you at the major league level. And look, Jacob Latz, he's going to be pitching, I'm sure, here in the next couple of days. Spring training is going to unfold over the next few weeks, and we'll see where each respective pitcher stands. But I got to say, out the gate, it feels like Jacob Latz has to be the guy. I feel like I trust Jacob Latz more right now. There maybe is more upside with Kumar Rocker, maybe a little bit more upside, but I cannot say that I'm trusting Kumar Rocker much more at this point. I think if anything, it's going the other way. I trust Jacob Latz to go out there and give me a quality start, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs or less, more so than I do Kumar Rocker. I mean, again, let me just repeat that. If you're a betting man or woman, and you have to pick either Kumar Rocker or Jacob Latz to give you 6 solid innings, 3 earned runs or less, who you taking? I mean, I don't know. If you're actually watching the games, I think you'll take Jacob Latz and you'll take the odds on that. Kumar Rocker definitely could do it. 100%. It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible for Kumar Rocker to throw a quality start, but I'm going Latz 100% if given the option of the two of them. And so for me, it shouldn't be as much of a competition as it really is. And that's not a knock, or that's not Kumar Rocker hate or trolling. I think Kumar Rocker needs to start the season in AAA. I think he needs to continue to work out some of the things that plagued him last year, some of the defensive issues, the PFP stuff. But more than that, I think he needs to continue to work on developing that changeup that he's been working on. For anyone that's not in the know, Kumar Rocker trying to kind of develop another secondary pitch that can help put hitters away. He's got the off speed. He's got the powerful fastball, working on a bit of a changeup. I think you send Kumar to AAA, you have him work on the changeup, you have him continue to fine-tune his control, especially of that curveball, slider, slurve, whatever you want to call it. And then maybe later on in the season, or if there's someone that is injured or struggling, perhaps Kumar Rocker gets the call at that time. I don't see any reason to rush Kumar Rocker to the starting rotation. He would have to have darn near perfect spring the rest of the way, while Latz really takes a slide for me to feel like it needs to be Kumar Rocker over Jacob Latz right now. Where would I put Jack Leiter? Third or fourth, probably. I think Mackenzie Gore is probably going to be number 3, but look, I don't know how much better Gore is than Leiter, to be honest, stuff-wise. I think you maybe give the nod slightly to Gore, but both of these guys are, top draft picks. They have the pedigree. I think Gore is probably going to be your number 3 with Leiter as your number 4. I think then you go with Jacob Latz at number 5. Again, TLC, appreciate you, man. Good to see you as always. I think Rocker would have to have a nearly perfect rest of the spring, while Jacob Latz really makes you feel uneasy for you to slot Rocker into the 5th spot. Somebody on X, I've been a lot more active on X over the past year, and it's been fun just following along and hearing from different Rangers fans, all the conversations. But somebody brought up a good point, which I don't know if it's going to play into the decision-making at all, but somebody essentially brought up the point, does Rocker get the 5th spot out of pride or ego, hubris? Meaning, because Rocker is the 2022 first-round pick, and clearly you want to see your first-round pick succeed, is Rocker going to get the spot because not giving it to him would bruise the ego of the front office or the coaching staff, whatever you want to call it? I tend to think no. I think they will go with performance here. There's no reason to rush Rocker and have him be the guy right out the gate here. But I do think at this point, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of ball left in the spring. For me, it needs to be Jacob Latz, barring an epic melt from Latz in surprise. and a meteoric, nearly perfect rise from Kumar Rocker. Right now, without Jacob Latz having thrown a ton of innings, I still think it's his job to lose, and it should be. We keep on going here. Hey, Matt, what's going on, man? Good to hear from you. Wasn't Cal Quantrill as the number 5 part of the conversation? Yeah, we were talking about that to start the show. Hey, Brian, appreciate the follow, by the way, man, on TikTok. Thank you so much. We were talking about how the DLLS guys and some of the Rangers media were kind of pumping up a little bit. I don't want to say like it was a complete full-blown gas up, but there was that Cal Quantrill 5th starter noise. I said to open the show, I didn't understand that at all. And I think you've watched Cal now give up quite a few runs in his first 3 or 4 appearances with the Rangers in spring training. We know that Cal Quantrill is trying to be as close to 100% right now as he can. Cal's not going out there, throwing all curveballs, trying to work on something. Cal's trying to make the team. And so I don't mean to say this disrespectfully, but it's not going well. It's not going well. You've got a guy who's in all likelihood giving 100%, giving his best out there, getting shelled. And I don't think that Cal is off to a great first impression here among Rangers fans. Among the Rangers front office and coaching staff. I mean, maybe there's some deeper analytical stuff that is positive for Cal, but it's a results-driven league and the results-driven sport. I mean, look, for crying out loud, look at how big baseball cards are right now. Stats, they rule. And you give up 6 earned runs in a spring training game, it's just not going to go over well. It's not going to go over well. And so for me, Cal, I don't even know if he's a guy you want to throw down in AAA. I could possibly see it, but I think I would rather at this point have one of the minor league guys from AAA step up into any kind of role over Cal Quantrill. Cal did not have a good year last year. There were some really nitpicky things that certain people were pointing to. I don't wish any ill will on Cal Quantrill, but I just don't think at this point, unless he really turns it around, I don't think there's any reason to give him a spot over one of the other aspiring guys that's already in the farm. Just me. Let's see. What are my thoughts on Wyatt Langford not leading off? I mean, it's spring training, so I don't know if I can say that decision has been finalized, but it does seem like Brandon Nimmo is going to be the leadoff guy based on everything Skip Schumacher has been saying. And I really would like to see Wyatt Langford be the guy at the top. He's the fastest guy on the team. Evan Carter right behind him. I think that Wyatt Langford, the pop, the bat, that is what you want to see up at the top of the order. Nimmo, he hit 4th and 5th. What was it? He hit 4th and 5th last year for the Mets, didn't he? So it's not like Nimmo is totally fish out of water hitting in the heart of the order. Now, Brandon Nimmo has been a leadoff guy, and I don't think Brandon Nimmo as leadoff guy is going to go poorly, but I just like to have a speedster up at the top like Wyatt Langford, a guy that can get on base and immediately be a steal threat for second base. To me, that is what I would like to see happen. I think when you had Wyatt Langford leading off, the numbers were good. Whenever he led off an inning, I think as leadoff guy, strictly, it was hit or miss. But whenever Wyatt led off an inning, we're talking about 800 plus OPS. I mean, this guy knows how to get the fire started. And again, you have that speed threat on the bases right out the chute. Second isn't going to be a bad spot for him. But I think ideally, perfect world, right? Perfect world. You want to see them go Carter, Langford, Seager, and then maybe Nimmo after that. I'm not a big guy who gets into you don't want to go back-to-back lefties. I know that that's kind of a trend right now. I don't think it's necessarily something that you get too worried about with Seager and with Nimmo, 2 guys that can still go deep against lefties and hit lefties moderately well. I would like to see eventually it go Carter, Langford, Seager. I think that's the future. I think Nimmo hitting in the 5th spot with a right-handed power bat in the cleanup spot is probably most ideal. And that's why you saw the Rangers hit Adolis Garcia 4th. That's why you saw them go, Jock Peterson, then Adolis Garcia. It's why you saw some of that last year. And I think eventually, if Evan Carter proves himself, getting him and Wyatt Langford back to back, that speed, that's what I want to see up at the top of the order. That's what I want to see. And I even made the point, if you have Wyatt at number one, if you have him leading off, you can put Evan Carter in the 9-hole, and you've essentially got Carter, Langford, Seager, 9-1-2. I like that a lot, and I just like having the fastest guy in my lineup at the top of the order. The thing that was unfortunate last year is we had Josh Smith leading off a ton of games, and Josh is a fine player, but he wasn't a stolen base threat. And so even if Josh did get on base, there was no threat of Josh Smith swiping a bag. I mean, I think he stole a handful, but there wasn't any real speed threat with Josh Smith. And even with Nimmo, I don't think there's a crazy speed threat there either. It's not that Brandon Nimmo can't take a base at all, but I just like when you have that leadoff guy get on and instantly you can get him into scoring position without the second hitter even having an outcome. You get Wyatt Langford at second base, and then you have Corey Seager up, and then they have a tough decision to make. You got a base open. Do you want to pitch to Seager in the 2-hole? Or are you going to give Siegs an opportunity to get on first base with, a Brandon Nimmo type, or, again, maybe a Berger, Josh Jung, depending on what's going on in the lineup with the starting pitcher? I think there are so many things that you can do there. It's going to probably end up being Nimmo in the 1, so I don't want to spend too much more time on this. But for me, I would just love to see speed up at the top. Whether that's Evan Carter one day, whether that's Wyatt Langford. I don't love when your leadoff hitter is not a stolen base threat. That's me. Simi, love watching the Rangers from Massachusetts. That's awesome, man. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Brad, good evening, man. Go Rangers. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I miss Garcia, too. Hey, Lee, appreciate the comment. I do miss Dolly. I think it was the right move to move on, but I do miss Adolis Garcia. Weird seeing him in a Phillies jersey, man. Just weird. Hey, speaking of Josh Jung, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. Josh Jung was scratched from the lineup today with some hammy issue. I think that Skip said he probably could have played, and he also said that Josh Jung was actually a little pissed off that he got taken out of the lineup, which is great. You still don't love seeing that, Josh is exiting with a hamstring injury or hamstring tightness, I think is what they were calling it, excuse me. But at the same time, I think at this point, you'd rather be precautionary. You would rather err on the side of giving him a day or two than pushing it, man. We're in February. We're not even in March yet. But you don't love seeing that. I don't love seeing hamstring issue Josh Jung. I mean, this is a guy that has already dealt with a number of injuries in his MLB career. And of course, what I hate about this the most, hopefully this is all just totally precautionary and Josh Jung is 1,000% fine. But it feels like it always goes like this for Josh. Like, first few games out of the gate of spring training, bro is absolutely crushing it. I mean, like, every baseball going off his bat is triple-digit exit velocity. And then he promptly, has an injury issue. Like, I hate that for Josh Jung. You think back to 2024, dude had like a 430 average in 2024, starting out the season. Again, right after the World Series championship year, Josh Jung came out the gate hitting like 430. And then he got hit on the wrist in Tampa Bay. I just hope that Josh has a year of health, a year of full health. You've had a great offseason. You come out firing in spring training. I just do not want to see Josh Jung derailed by injuries, man. Give this guy a healthy year, and let's just see what happens. I do not want to see an injury-plagued season for especially Josh Jung, for anybody, of course. But this guy, I just feel like he's had a bit of a tough road. He needs that full year of health, man. Just get back on track. Definitely early. No reason to push it. I'm with you on that one, TLC. Yeah, Matt, skip the lottery ticket for sure, baby. Skip that. Who are my picks for the bullpen as of now? I do think there's some interesting choices out there. Now, are you just saying whole bullpen in general? Appreciate the comment, by the way, chat. I think that you've got some really interesting choices. Now, the bullpen right now in the 8th, 9th inning, I think they're going to use a number of different guys, but Skip has come out and said about the bullpen, it's going to be either Chris Martin or Robert Garcia closing games. I don't know if I love Robert Garcia closing games. I really love Robert Garcia as a matchup arm. I think they need to make Robert Garcia, for now, lefty specialist. He's going to have to face righties anyways. But I would be saving Robert Garcia for that stretch run where hey, 2 out of 3 guys you're facing are going to be lefties. I want to see them match Robert Garcia up a little bit better this year. I feel like they tried to use him as catch-all last year. Hey, he can face both. He was a much sharper pitcher against lefties. When he threw against lefties, he barely threw any walks. It was much more in control, and I just felt like the outcome was always better. Robert Garcia, whenever he had to face righties or predominantly righties, the walk rate goes up, loses control, and the innings would instantly start getting dicey. For me, Robert Garcia right now should be used as a matchup arm, and I would really like to see if it is between RG and C-Mart. Give me C-Mart. I don't think we've seen C-Mart quite yet this year. However, there are absolutely some dudes in the pen that I'm excited about. I think you got to look at a guy that threw today. Right? You had Gavin Collyer throwing today. Dude pumped 99.1. Collyer, 99.1 mile an hour sinker. Does that sound like a closer? Shoot, you had Cole Winn throw it today as well. I know he gave up a couple of runs, but struck out the side. I think Cole Winn is another guy I'm excited about. And then you got Carter Baumler, who is just throwing a filthy curveball out the gate in surprise and mixing in high 90s. These are the high octane arms that I feel like the Rangers have missed a little bit. Like when you have 3 or 4 dudes that can pump 97, 98, 99, and then throw some filthy off speed, yeah, that plays. that plays. And so for me, I think Baumler and Collyer at making the roster. Look, we were all very concerned, myself included, when the Rangers really didn't do a whole lot in free agency with the bullpen. I think as you watch the first week of spring training, you can at least see what Chris Jung and Fenstermaker were thinking. They were thinking, hey, we've got several dudes that might be MLB ready that throw gas. And so Baumler, Collyer, and even some of the other guys, I know Bormy got into a little bit of trouble the other day, had a really good, solid first outing. Bormy can pump 98 as well. I mean, they've got some guys right now that can give you that upper 90s with some good off speed. I imagine with a lot of them, the issue is control. Can you control the 99? Can you control the 98 mile an hour sinker fastball? But for me, I'm feeling pretty good about those 2 dudes, especially. Now, there's some other guys that I like, but I just think as you put the whole bullpen together, those are going to be some of the guys that end up making at the very end. Brazier has looked rough so far. Ryan Brazier, a veteran signing. He pitched with the Cubs, pitched with the Braves. He has been very volatile thus far. Maybe he is just going to get thrown on the major league roster anyways, but right now the Rangers, some of the vets that they brought in, not necessarily working out amazing right now. Austin Gomber, he was another vet that got brought in. He had a rough outing the other day. Quantrill, we've already talked about him. Brazier, number of veteran guys that the Rangers have kind of bought a lottery ticket on, metaphorically speaking. They have not panned out yet. I don't even know why we got Quantrill, to be completely honest with you. What's up, man? Thank you so much for the comment, by the way. I really didn't understand the Quantrill signing. You look at the advanced stats, there's a couple that jump out to you, but he had a bad year last year. And I know that like Patrick Corbin the year before had a bad year and the Rangers kind of resurrected him. Man, I don't understand. If you're going to sign Austin Gomber, why not just go get Corbs? Like, seriously, go get Corby back again. I would have rather not sign Quantrill or Gomber and just go back and get Patrick Corbin again. Seriously. He is in Arizona, TLC. Brazier has not been pitching too well. Brian, good to see you, my guy. I'm getting a kick out of ABS too. Did you guys see I forget what game it was, but like, there were like 5 calls in 2 innings that the umpire got wrong and they challenged it. And like every time umpire was wrong. And then finally he was right, like on the 6th call, and the crowd kind of jokingly cheers. Like, it is going to get embarrassing for some umpires. It is. It's going to get embarrassing for some umps, especially the ones that are stubborn. And we know some umps get behind the dish, and man, they are going to call that fastball. They're going to call that backdoor breaking ball 6 inches on the outside. And hopefully the ABS helps reel some of these guys in that just get stubborn immediately about the zone and will not go back on it. That's the goal here, man. But yeah, it has been fun watching ABS get implemented. And I actually think, maybe this amount of challenges, what is it, 3 challenges per team? I think it might actually work out okay because you get to maintain the challenge if you're right. It might actually work out well. I mean, obviously, you're going to have a lot of experimenting with it right now, but I've enjoyed it. I don't know if I want to go full robo-ump unless I am like burning it down on a bad call in the 9th inning that just cost the Rangers the game. Then you might hear me fired up about robo-umps. But I actually think this is a really good compromise. I probably would have done something like 5 challenges. I think going up just a couple ticks, because why not? It's quick anyways. Nobody cares. Just get the call right. I probably would have done like 5 challenges instead of the 3 that they have, but I'll take it. It's a step forward. Ultra, what's good? It was cool seeing 5 straight calls going against Skeens. The aces aren't going to get the benefit of the doubt. Now, Ultra Modern, good point. Good point that I hadn't really considered. So clearly you got guys like Scooble, even DeGrom, and then, of course, Paul Skeens. You've got these aces that are notorious for getting the benefit of the doubt. It's like Mike Trout in his prime, getting the ball calls on pitches that were strikes on the black. So it is, I think, going to balance things out a little bit. And we've talked too, framing is going to be less and less important. You've got these catchers behind the dish that, are legendary framers. Jonah Heim, we know World Series guy, all-star starter 2023. He'll always be a special, I think, to this organization. I know some people were not high on Jonah Heim on his way out of town. I'm always going to have a positive impression of him. Didn't like the way it ended, but you always got to appreciate the highs with some of these guys. And that 2023 season for Heim was special. And he was legendary with the framing. Framing is going to be less and less important. And especially if they up the number of challenges, you're definitely going to see that happen. We keep on going. That's the thing about standing relatively pat in free agency. Hopefully you have guys in-house that can produce. That is the idea here. That is the idea. Hey, chap. Yeah, you saw the John Boy video. That's where I saw it too. Teodo, I think, obviously has potential, but I'm just not sure that Teodo is going to be the next guy up, so to speak. I think he got a lot of hype. I think we might see him in 27. I don't know if we're going to see Teodo this year. Rangers Cubs World Series. I'm here for it. That would be fun, man. Rangers Cubs World Series. Let's do it. Chap, I'm frustrated by the closer situation too. 100%. Why can't wrong calls just be reversed on the spot and move on? No challenges. I wonder if they'll get to a place like that, Byron. Comment was basically like, hey, kind of like they do in the NFL, where like they overturn something without even challenging it. Like they've been doing that more and more in the NFL in recent years. It would kind of be nice if you could get to a place where really bad calls can just get overturned. Like a team shouldn't have to be out of challenges if it is a really, really bad call. I do think there should be some kind of like umpire discretion clause. I mean, maybe they would just back each other up, but you'd love for there to be an objective party in New York, sees an egregious call, and you can just overturn it. Balls and strikes is going to be difficult. I think I would be more for something like that. Like, plays at first base, plays at the plate, foul, fair. Those kinds of calls seem to be like super easy. And I don't know why it has to be over the top difficult. Just allow an eye in the sky to overturn some of those blatant calls, because I don't think it's right that you have to burn challenges on some of these decisions, right? That's the frustrating thing. I don't believe, I could be getting this wrong. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Even with the regular challenges, we're not talking about ABS. We're talking about the instant replay where they put the headset on, right? Don't you still only get a set amount? Like if you're right one time, you get another. But I don't think it's unlimited instant replay challenges, is it? Like, don't you get like one or two additional? Like you get one more, but it's like 3 or 4 max? I could be wrong on this, so let me know. I should know. I should know, but I don't. Not on the fly. At least it's not coming to me. But you guys let me know. I was under the impression, even if you get an instant replay challenge right, you still only get like one extra. I don't think it's unlimited challenges. So we'll keep on going with it. I definitely will look this up if I can on the fly and see what happens. We keep rolling. Appreciate you guys. Let me see what else we got. Make sure I didn't miss anything on TikTok either. Robert Garcia is not a closer. I'm with Saxy Phil. I'm with you on that, Russ. I'm not on the Garcia closer train. It didn't go well last year. You look at the lefty-righty splits. Garcia much better against lefties, much more in control against lefties than righties. The walk rate ballooned when he had to face right-handed hitters. I would much rather see RG matching up against lefties than being a catch-all closer. Cole Winn definitely be a guy I wouldn't mind getting some high leverage reps and then maybe being a closer and waiting. I'm definitely high on Cole Winn. Let's keep rolling. Still love Jonah Heim. Yes, sir. Matt, absolutely. Mark Church, I think, is dealing with an injury. Matt, I think he is hurt. So I think that's why we haven't heard much from Church at this point. It's unlimited if you're right. Interesting. All right. So that is definitely a little bit of a game changer there. I still say it would be quicker if you still did have that eye in the sky component. Hey, a guy gets called out and he's safe by a mile at first base. Just call it down, man. Safe. That would be me. Garcia definitely better 7-8 guy, Matt. Totally with you on this one. Totally with you on that one. I'm doing something new. I'm going through some of my tweets from the past couple of days. This kind of helps me, honestly, because this is where I give like all my rapid reaction. If you don't follow me over on X, feel free. I post quite a bit over there, and I do a lot of live posting during the games. But let's see what we missed out. It was actually kind of fun. A couple of days ago, we played the Diamondbacks, and to, I think, lead off the game, Evan Carter laces one to center field. Diamondback center fielder Alec Thomas misplays the ball, gets past him. Evan Carter wheels around all the way to third base. And I posted, Alec Thomas misplaying a ball in center field. Where have I seen this before? And of course, Game 5 World Series in Arizona, Jonah Heim laces a ball to center field. At that point, it was 1-0 Diamondbacks. This is the top of the 9th inning, right? And Jonah Heim puts one ground ball up the middle. It gets past Alec Thomas, goes all the way to the wall. Josh Jung scores, Nate Lowe scores, and the Rangers take a 3-0 lead, man. Love that. I don't know. Anytime I can go back and watch these replays, any excuse to rewatch the World Series in 2023, am I right? That was just funny. Alec Thomas misplaying a ball in center field never gets old, man. Never gets old. Wyatt Langford. Let's talk a little Wyatt, right? Let's talk a little Wyatt Langford here. He has come out firing, man. He had a 2-for-2 game in his first game. I don't think he did much today, if I'm not mistaken. I think he got held in check in game 2. Maybe it was yesterday that he played. But Wyatt Langford is going to be a special player, and I think this is a year where he does compete for 30-30 potentially. I don't know if he's going to quite get there. I could see high 20s. I would love 30-30 to happen. It's not easy to do, but I do think you got to 22-22 last year. He had 22 bombs, 22 stolen bases. Could be his year. Zach, what's going on, my guy? Josh Smith a lock for second, right? I do think Josh Smith probably takes it. It's really hard for me to see somebody else stepping up and getting the starting role at second base. Well, Tyler Wade is trying to make it tough, though. Tyler Wade right now, a 1,500 plus OPS. If you don't know Tyler Wade, utility man, lefty. I mean, basically like kind of a Josh Smith type, in all honesty. Tyler Wade is crushing it, man. I love these stories. I know some people, I post about some of these lesser known guys, and they're like, oh, it's spring training, bro. It's spring training. Like, come on. Man, this is the fun of spring training. It is fun that guys like Tyler Wade and Richie Martin, and if you don't know those names, come on now, look them up, watch them, have some fun with it this spring with me. I love watching these little guys. And when I say little guys, I'm talking about lesser known players. I love these lesser known players that come out firing in spring training. Tyler Wade, home run. Here's the numbers. 545 batting average, 1524 OPS. And this is a guy who's actually played a number of games. It's fun. Richie Martin, 467 average, 1033 OPS. Richie Martin leading the team in hits in spring training so far. It's just fun. But back to Josh Smith. I mean, unless Tyler Wade just becomes Barry Bonds, I don't think that we're going to see anybody usurp Josh Smith from the second base position. For me, that is going to be really, really tough. Can it happen? Sure. Is it likely? I don't know that I will say likely. I think that it's going to take a very, very strong performance from somebody to knock Josh Smith out of that second base role. Now, I do think that Sam Haggerty could potentially be the guy, but I actually feel like Haggerty is going to be a platoon player with Josh Smith. I think Haggerty is going to be in the lineup 100% against any lefty. I think you can really mix and match Haggerty pretty much anywhere on the field. I mean, outfield, second base, I think you feel comfortable. Most comfortable, I would say. I don't know if you want Haggerty playing shortstop or third, but there's a lot of places where he could fit in. DH, second base, outfield. So I think Swaggerty is going to be a staple in the left-handed starting pitcher lineup. I could see Josh Smith getting platoon. Josh Smith had a 500 range, 500-ish OPS against lefties last year. It was not pretty. And you remember, Boch was really stubborn with Josh Smith being an everyday player right out at the gate. I kind of wonder if they would have platooned Josh Smith right away, what would his season have looked like? Would he have finished stronger? They were really stubborn about playing Josh Smith every day out the chute in 2025. And I do think that it wore on him a little bit as the season went on. I wonder if they take that approach this year, if they try and play Josh Smith every day, or perhaps if we see a Haggerty platoon. I would, at this point, like to see Haggerty platooning at second base when there is a lefty. I would like to see Haggerty, if you're not going to put him at second base and platoon him with Josh Smith against lefties, you put him as the DH, you put him in the outfield. He's got to play against lefties. Haggerty, to me, has got to be in the lineup against lefties, period. And even against righties, I don't think you need to be afraid to throw him in there either. But for sure, against lefties, I think Swaggerty's got to be in the lineup. No question. Chatty, appreciate the comment, man. You might be right on this. The comment, by the way, on YouTube is, I think Haggerty's getting Josh Smith's old job. Definitely. I think that might be a good way to think about it, honestly. Matt says, I like Zeke Duran. Sure hope he can get closer to what he did in 2023. No home runs last year was concerning. Yeah, I'm a little bearish on Zeke Duran right now. I know that he's got a cannon. I know the defense is pretty solid. For me, the bat has just been horrific of late, and I'm just not a big fan of sitting on the laurels with Duran. I know that he brings some versatility, but for me, I don't think he's done enough to cement himself on the bench. Do you? I know we have our players that we like. I don't think you can look at anything Zeke Duran's done and say, yes, he has to be on the bench on opening day. Haggerty and then, Higgy / Danny Jansen, you got to have a catcher on the bench. So one of the catchers, Higgy, I think those two spots are solidified. It's open season, I think, for anybody else. Like Mike Hellman, Zeke Duran, Cody Freeman's hurt. I do think Cody probably takes up one of those spots eventually. And then you got some of these other players, Jonah Bride, Tyler Wade. Could one of those guys sneak their way onto the bench? Possibly. Possibly. Keep on rolling. I just got this Topps Finest Josh Smith autograph card. Fire, bro. That's awesome. Love that. I'm trying to collect some more cards here and there as I can, but Josh Smith autograph card, that's a keeper. I try and get as many Rangers signed ones as I can. I just got a Berger rookie a few weeks back. I've got a Wyatt Langford rookie, a Jack Leiter rookie. Some of these start getting expensive, so I kind of got to pace myself a little bit here, but it's been fun collecting more and more cards as time goes on. Christian, what's up, man? Let's see. The Cardinals have an interesting year. Somebody's asking about the Cards and how the Cards are going to do. Trading Donovan, trading Arenado. I still like some of the young players. Obviously Mason Wynn is a big young player, big name in St. Louis, and they've got some solid pitching as well. Look, I don't pretend to be a Cardinals expert by any means. I saved that for the Rangers content, but I'm not sure the Cardinals are going to be a playoff team this year, but I do think they've got some sneaky good young players as I look up and down the roster. It doesn't feel right when the Cardinals aren't competitive. Like growing up, the Cardinals just every year it felt like they were at least firmly in the playoff race, if not in the playoffs. And so, look, seeing Busch Stadium like empty at times, that's like a foreign concept to me. I feel like even when they were bad even when they had bad years in the 2000s, in the 90s, you still saw the stadium full. To see it start to empty out last year, it's kind of painful. But I think trading Donovan and Arenado definitely going to be a bit of a loss. Of course, Goldschmidt is gone too. I was a big Brendan Donovan fan. I'm actually kind of pissed off the Mariners got him. Y'all know this. Like I wanted them to trade, the Rangers to trade to get Brendan Donovan badly. I know that I came out and I said something a little controversial on X a few weeks ago when they got Brendan Donovan, but I think Seattle had an incredible offseason. I had some Rangers fans, some diehards quickly try and, pipe me down a little bit. Seattle, objectively speaking, I have seen zero people that are not diehard Rangers fans try and discredit the offseason Seattle had. Seattle got Josh Naylor back. They got Brendan Donovan. I mean, you got a number of dudes that are up and coming in that organization already, some young players. Like, to me, Seattle has a very good squad, and I know that we get competitive. I know we don't like our AL West rivals, but I don't understand how objectively you look at Seattle's offense, you look at the pitching, and you say, meh. I mean, look, I'll be completely honest with you. If you want me to bet on who's going to have a better offensive season right now, I'm picking Seattle. I'm not saying that Seattle is going to be better than Texas. Who knows how it's all going to shake out, but I would be very surprised if the Rangers have a better offensive season than the Mariners do. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. Y'all know I try to keep it real. I don't have a lot of reason to bet on the Rangers right now offensively. Pitching-wise, sure. And I do think there's going to be some guys that bounce back, but I would be very surprised if the Rangers outslug the Mariners in 2026. Now, by how big of a margin, who knows? but it would surprise me. We keep on going. Loss of Adolis. I do think they're going to potentially feel that one. I think Dolly is going to benefit from a change of scenery. I would be actually really surprised if Adolis just totally craps the bed in Philly. That can be a tough place to play. So that's the only hesitation for me is Adolis Garcia. You know, you're in an environment where results are expected and expected pretty quickly. If he gets out to a bad first 2-3 weeks, I don't know. I don't want to see that happen to him because I love Adolis Garcia, but I am very curious to see what his first month in Philly looks like. Adolis the GOAT for sure. Durantula, appreciate the comment. Rangers, they added Mackenzie Gore and they added Brandon Nimmo. Those were probably the two biggest moves traded for those guys. Re-signed Chris Martin. There was not a lot of splashy moves. Danny Jansen, 2-year contract, $7.5 million. Rangers were bottom third in spending in the offseason, but the Gore and the Nimmo trades, obviously pretty significant trades. Keep on rolling. Cody, appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out. All right, we keep on going here. Let me see what we got. Carter Baumler has been one of my favorite potential bullpen arms. Matt, for sure. Baumler, the curveball is nasty right now. Upper 90s fastball. Gavin Collyer is another guy I have really enjoyed watching throw the baseball. He was 99 with the sinker and then was mixing in some cut as well. That's filthy, man. He had a backdoor cutter to end, I think, the inning that he pitched today. And I'm like, that's hard to face. You got 99 with some sinking action, and then you got a little backdoor cutter you got to look out for as well. Hello. Even though they are rivals, the only team I will ever root for in a division is the Mariners. I did find myself cheering against Seattle when they were playing the Blue Jays. I just don't want to see rivals win World Series. So for me, like if I'm watching Mariners Astros, I'm going Mariners. Mariners Angels, I'm probably going Mariners. Mariners A's, I don't know. It depends on what the circumstances are in the season, but like I'll cheer for the Mariners if I need them to win, or you know what, if they're playing a team that I really hate, the Yankees, the Astros. But I can't say I root for anybody to succeed in the division besides Texas, man. It's too hard. It's too hard for me. How old is Collyer? That's a good question. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. I would guess mid to late 20s, but I'll be happy to pull it up for you guys. Rangers did not throw a lot of guys against the A's. They threw quite a few arms against the Brewers. Collyer, looking at his card right now, looks like no bio information on Collyer. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing here, MLB? Let's see. In 2019 is when he broke into the system. I would imagine that was right out of high school, if I had to guess. So he's got to be mid-20s, I would think. Mid-20s? That's what I'm going on Collyer. I'll look it up just to be sure, but I'll see if I can get Baseball Ref on the phone here while we're talking. But, yeah, I think he's 2001, so 25. Right on the money. Mid-20s, baby. There we go. Good guess. Right on the money. Mid-20s. 25. From Georgia? Interesting. Drafted by the Rangers in the 12th round of the 2019 draft. So this is a 12th round guy. That's pretty good, man. You're getting production out of a 12th rounder. That's huge. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. More. What do y'all got? Anything else? I got a couple more topics to zip through. We got about 10 minutes or so left in the show. Feeling good. Man, I'm going to probably do Sunday show as well. I did that last Sunday and it felt right. I think I'll probably double up this week and do a Sunday show. By the way, tomorrow and Sunday, if you're an MLB TV subscriber, got to have MLB TV. Tomorrow and Sunday, the games will be on the MLB TV app or the MLB app. If you do not have MLB TV, unfortunately, you won't have access to those. But I believe the White Sox on Friday are going to be showing the game on their channel, and Seattle is going to be televising the game on their channel on Sunday. And so Friday, Sunday, if you want to watch the games, got to get an MLB TV subscription, or all y'all pirates, do your thing, I guess. But the game will be on. So that'll be fun. I'll probably have some content out tomorrow. I'll be posting some videos. Probably do the same thing on Sunday too. It'll be great. Collyer and I, you guys share a birthday? That's pretty funny, man. That's great. Matt, I'm with you on Baumler. Definitely ton of potential there. Baumler, Collyer, I feel the same way about too. I think they've got a number of guys very, very high potential. All right, we keep rolling here. Let me see. Anything else? Aaron Zavala, 2 home run game yesterday. That was fun. Zavala hit 16 bombs between Frisco and Round Rock last year. Lefty outfielder. He's pretty well blocked. You got, Nimmo, Carter. You got Osuna. You got Cody Freeman that can play some outfield. Zavala is going to have a tough time, but anytime you hit 2 bombs in one day, that stands out. Definitely stands out. Hey, real quick, a lot made this offseason about the culture, right? The culture, the clubhouse, the Simeon Seager drama. And we're not going to go on and on about this, but Ken Sherrington from Dallas Morning News wrote kind of a snarky, creative letter to CY and posted it in the Dallas Morning News, I think on Tuesday. I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday. And basically the question asked was culture really the problem last year? Was it really the problem? I do agree with Sherrington that culture is kind of what everybody is hiding behind a little bit right now in Arlington. And so you see a lot of culture stuff coming out of Surprise right now. Skip Schumacher is talking a lot about culture. You talk to guys on the team and you're asking them general questions. What is it going to take to turn it around? Everybody's always talking about the clubhouse, the guys. It's a good group. You hear a lot of that kind of talk coming out right now. And, when you're on the backfields of Surprise, when you're playing spring training games that don't matter, I think it's easy to hide behind culture because nobody's taking the results of these spring training games overly seriously. Like the Rangers lost both their games today. Who cares, right? What matters at the end of the day is winning. Winning is what matters. You can have a mid clubhouse vibe, but if you're winning games, nobody cares about the clubhouse. Nobody. And so, like vice versa, when you're losing games, everything else gets magnified. So to me, it doesn't matter if the Rangers have the best clubhouse in Major League Baseball. If you start out 10-20 in your first 30 games, nobody cares if you have a good clubhouse. And so last year, the Rangers did not perform well. And so you have some scapegoats. And I think the clubhouse culture was a bit of a scapegoat. And I'm not saying that it's not going to make any major difference having a better clubhouse. But at the same time, it doesn't matter at all if you don't win baseball games. I'm not saying anything profound here, but I do think right now, a lot getting made about the culture of the team. And it does feel like vibes are up, and they should be. It's spring training. Of course vibes should be up. But that doesn't matter once opening day hits, man. You got to win games. I am not going to feel any more comforted at the end of 2026 if the Rangers miss the playoffs for a 3rd straight season, knowing, hey, at least the clubhouse environment was great. I know the players like that. Who doesn't like a good workplace environment? But if the Rangers miss the playoffs for a 3rd straight year, are you and I going to be sitting here at the end of the season and, looking at the silver lining? Well, at least it was a positive vibes clubhouse. Nobody is going to be saying that. And so you just got to win. Yes, we're talking up the new manager, and we like the new manager. Skip is going to be great. We're talking up Nimmo and these new guys that are maybe going to inject some life into the clubhouse, and that's awesome. You have to win ball games. You've missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. Just win, baby. This can be the top-notch clubhouse in Major League Baseball. You still got to score more runs than the other team for it to be a good year. And so hopefully all that can come to fruition once ball games begin in late March. That's the plan, at least. We keep going. Let me see. Corey Seager, first hit of the spring. Crisis averted. Bro was hitless through his first 4 or 5 games. I was never worried. I kind of like to stoke the fire a little bit. There were some people, I think, that were a little bit concerned, but some of y'all made some good points, actually, on different things I posted. Like, if Siegs was striking out a bunch, you'd maybe be concerned, but he was hitting the ball hard and finally gets one to fall. Cooper Johnson threw somebody out today. If y'all don't know who Cooper Johnson is, we're talking about the AAA, the Round Rock Express catcher. He had a pretty decent year last year behind the dish defensively. Cooper Johnson, to me, I commented, I don't think McJay is hanging out. McJay commented on my X post, and he was like, but can he hit? And I said, bro, I will take an automatic out at catcher if we've got a guy that actually can control the running game. Like, I know that's slight hyperbole on my part. Like, clearly I'm over-exaggerating, but if we can get a catcher that can actually throw runners out, I will take an Austin Hedges-like stat line. Seriously. Cooper Johnson, by the way, 32% caught stealing percentage in the minor leagues. And clearly there's a difference between minor league and major league play, but 32% would be well above average for a major league catcher. I think Austin Hedges had like a 40% caught stealing percentage, leading baseball. And then there were like 4 or 5 other dudes in the 30s, and then it was 20s and down from there. So 32% would be probably a top 7 spot right now in the major leagues. I want to see the Rangers get better behind the dish, man. Like, I know Danny Jansen hit a bomb the other day and is going to give you some marginal gains offensively, but neither Jansen nor Higgy can throw out any base runner, man. I'm not saying they're not going to have any this year, but you know what I'm saying. We watched way too many guys get on first base and immediately steal second. I would really like to see the Rangers improve in this department. I know that they're trying to get better offensively, and I respect it. But man, was it nice to see a base runner get thrown out today. Kumar Rocker, Cooper Johnson combo. That was fun. Because I feel like anytime you hear the announcers at this point say, the runner's off, you're looking at the camera immediately pan to a dude about to touch second base before the ball even gets there. Like, that is what it's been for, I think, the last 2 seasons. Like, you almost bet this guy's going to be touching the base before the ball is even in the shortstop or second baseman's glove. It was nice to see Cooper Johnson throw somebody out today. Don't think he's going to crack the roster barring some kind of injury, but I think they need to give him a shot. If Danny Jansen or if you have Higgy go down, I think that Cooper Johnson should be a guy you call up. I'll take the offensive dip with Coop for the defensive prowess. I think Cooper Johnson might be the best defensive catcher we have in the system, in the organization right now. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't mean that disrespectfully to Higgy or to Jansen, but that's caught stealing percentage, don't lie. And I think Coop is probably up there among the best in our organization defensively, catching-wise. We keep on going. Ultra Modern, yeah, look, I don't mean to belabor the culture thing, but I got to say, I appreciate good vibes as much as the next person, and y'all know that's what I try to be on the show. We're not constantly trashing the Rangers. We call it like it is, but we're not constantly negative or trashing. Some people do accuse us of that. I can't help it. I'm not going to sugarcoat a turd. I'm not going to sugarcoat every single move that the Rangers make. You know, they sign Austin Gomber. I'm not trying to hype it up like it's our ticket to October. You know, they signed Ryan Brazier. I'm not trying to pretend like it's going to win us the AL West. But you know what? There is a time and place for everything. And I just say, look, you've got to get better on the field. I'm glad you got better in the clubhouse. Like Brian says here, just win, baby. Great. You got better in the clubhouse. Did you get better on the field? Time will tell. Absolutely, time will tell. I told you last season, Hyman Higgy couldn't throw out my grandma. She was stealing. Look, you said it, not me. You said it, not me, brother. I couldn't agree more. It literally felt like, again, you're watching the game, and there goes the runner, and immediately the camera pans to a dude who's about to touch second base before the ball even arrives. It felt hopeless at times. Like, you thought, hey, if this runner gets on, if you get a runner walked or if you get a runner on with a single, you might as well just give them second base because it's coming. And yeah, I know at first we were kind of blaming some of the pitchers. I'm sorry. Like, I was watching a lot of guys start working in more slide steps. Even Kumar Rocker, watching him pitch today and watching him pitch, I believe it was last Saturday, Kumar was doing some abbreviated leg kicks. The pitchers, in my mind, are doing things to try to make it easier on the catchers, and it's just not working, man. It's just not working. We keep on going. Can't beat the optimism that spring training provides. We always hope for the best. Just have to wait and see. 100%. 100%, man. All right. Last thing, I want to end on a really positive note that's going to come off slightly negative, maybe to Mariners fans here. But let's talk about Sam Haggerty. Let's end on a Sam Haggerty note here. How on earth did the Seattle Mariners decide? How did they come to the decision that releasing Sam Haggerty in 2024 at the end of the 2024 season, how did they decide, let's release Sam Haggerty and replace him with Leody Taveras? And this is not a Leody hit piece. This is not anything like that. But I have no clue who decided, yeah, let's dump Swaggerty and let's go pick up Leody Taveras, you know, out of the trash bin of the Texas Rangers. And look, clearly Leody Taveras was released. I'm not going to sit here and call him trash. Leody was instrumental in the World Series. So when I say trash bin, I'm not saying Leody's trash. But the Rangers threw him away. The Rangers let him go. I just do not understand why on earth you decided that was a good move. I understand, and Darnell does make a good point. I know he was struggling a bit for the Mariners, but nevertheless, the intangibles, man. The intangibles, I think, are off the charts with Swaggerty. You've got speed. You've got versatility. You've got switch hitting ability. You've got a number of things that, I mean, to me, just are not worthy of giving up on. So thank you, Seattle, for allowing us to sign Sam Haggerty. We took Haggerty off the Mariners trash heap, and he has become a great player for the Rangers. Solid player. That is probably going to be in the lineup quite a bit this year. Very glad we got him. Jerry, I did see Marcus hit his first bomb of the spring. Look, I think Marcus is going to have a good year. I know that some Rangers fans are maybe not over the top cheering for him. I really do think that you are going to see Simi have a decent year with the Mets. I would bet on a positive year for Marcus. Change of scenery. Look, you're playing in a different ballpark. Maybe New York plays a little bit better than Globe Life did. I'd have to look at the stats. I'm curious. We'll see. But I'd bet on Marcus to have a pretty good bounce back. Matt, you could be right here. Leody with the World Series champion title attached to him. He might have ridden that a little bit to another contract. I think Leody is with Baltimore now, if I'm not mistaken. Nimmo is going to be solid for sure. Nimmo is definitely going to be solid, 100%. His home run was 398 feet. Oh, Simi's? I didn't look at the stats. I still think he's going to have a good year. Like, I know some people on the way out, Marcus Semien wasn't their favorite. I really do think he's going to have a good year. We'll see. We will see. We'll see how Brandon Nimmo plays too. That is going to be, I think, a comp that gets made a lot this year. How's Nimmo doing? How's Semien doing? It's going to be fun to keep up with that. We did not get a closer, although there are a number of guys that I think are in the running. But right now, Skip Schumacher says it's C-Mart or it's Robert Garcia. We'll see what ends up happening. All right, y'all. Hey, real quick, before we take off, want to say a special thank you to everybody that's followed, everybody that's commented today. You guys help make the show what it is. And look, if you want to take your support of the show to the next level, be a part of our amazing Discord community, become a subscriber on TikTok, hit that join button on YouTube, become a member. Darnell just joined up last week, man. Love having you a part of the community, my guy. And I would love to continue to make that a bigger and better group. It's already amazing. It's really the one thing I've monetized here on the channel, on the show. Totally optional, but again, $2.99 a month gets you exclusive access to that Right on Rangers Discord, early access to some of the content and the ideas that I throw out there. And look, you get my very rapid reaction to things, so consider it. And if it's not for you, no hard feelings, no worries at all. Keep doing what you're doing, supporting the show in whatever ways you can. But I'm going to take off and sign off for the night. We will be back on Sunday to recap the week, and then we'll do Thursday again. So Thursdays and Sundays is what we've settled on. I think it's working out pretty good. And then when the season starts up, it is just about every day, baby. I can't wait. Every day, just about, unless I have got a family trip or some kind of emergency, sick, whatever it is. It's just about every game. Y'all can vouch for that. Some of the longtime followers. We're here. Rain or shine every night. That's going to be fun when games get started back up again. So, look, thank you again to all of you. Hope you have a great rest of the week. Friday, tomorrow, that always feels good. Again, Rangers will be on 2:05 Central Time. If you got MLB TV, you will be able to follow along with the White Sox TV broadcast. Same thing on Sunday. You'll be able to follow along if you have MLB TV with the Seattle TV broadcast. I'll be posting some content. Go follow me on X, Facebook. I'll post different clips from the game. I think I should be able to pull that off. So hopefully we can touch base at some point throughout the weekend. If not, though, I'll see you on Sunday for the next show. Hope you guys have a great night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.